Oh, I'm recording myself because, I'm narcissistic. Um, the Giver overall is a story of choices. It's set in a dystopian utopia where everything is the same. It's often challenged for its dark themes, but again, it's a story more of choices than anything else. And The Giver is a warning of the sameness that has taken over the world that the characters live in. Um, a lot has been said over like 20 years since the book came out, but Lois Lowry, the author of The Giver, says it best in a few quotes. On one of the blurbs, well, I guess the only blurb for The Giver, there's a quote that she made on her website about banning books. But she also made a quote once in an interview that said, "The man that I named the Giver passed along to the boy knowledge, history, memories, color, pain, laughter, love, and truth. Every time you place a book in the hands of a child, you do the same thing. It is very risky, but each time a child opens a book, he pushes open the gate that separates him from elsewhere. It gives him choices. It gives him freedom. Those are magnificent, wonderfully unsafe things." And I think it's very important to understand that our choices that we make are as little as choosing a book to read, or dyeing our hair, or anything really. It's important that we have the ability to choose. So I'm going to read a little bit about choice from the book. "It happened again," Jonas said. "It happened to the books, but it went away again." "I'm right then," the Giver said. "You're beginning to see the color red." "The what?" The Giver sighed. "How to explain this? Once, back in the time of the memories, everything had a shape and size, the way things still do, but they also had a quality called color. There were a lot of colors, and one of them was called red. That's the one you're starting to see. Your friend Fiona has red hair, quite distinctively, actually. I've noticed it before. When you mentioned Fiona's hair, it was the clue that told me you were probably beginning to see red. And the faces of the people, the ones I saw at the ceremony?" The Giver shook his head. "No, flesh isn't red, but it has red tones in it. There was a time, actually, you'll see this in later memories, when flesh was many different colors. That was before we went to the sameness. Today, flesh is all the same, and what you saw was the red tones. Probably when you saw the faces take on color, it wasn't as deep or vibrant as the apple or your friend's hair." The Giver chuckled suddenly. "We've never completely mastered sameness. I suppose the genetic scientists are still hard at work trying to work the kinks out. Hair like Fiona's must drive them crazy." Jonas listened, trying to comprehend. "And the sled," he said. "It had the same thing, the color red, but it didn't change, Giver. It just was. Because it's a memory from the time when color was. It was so... Oh, I wish language were more precise. The color red was so beautiful." The Giver nodded. "It is." "Do you see it all the time?" "I see all of them, all of the colors." "Will I?" "Of course. When you receive the memories, you will have the capacity to see beyond. You'll gain wisdom, then along with colors, and lots more." Jonas wasn't interested just then in wisdom. It was the colors that fascinated him. Why can't everyone see them? Why did colors disappear? The Giver shrugged. "Our people made that choice, the choice to go to sameness. Before my time, before the previous time, back and back and back. We relinquished color when we relinquished sunshine and did away with differences." He thought for a moment. "We gained control of many things, but we had to let go of others." Thanks.